So this one absolutely blew up. This is a video by Cinematic Series Gaming, and the title is "These two cutscenes are 14 years apart." Now, I believe based off of the thumbnail, it is Star Wars Outlaws in 2024 and Red Dead Redemption, which is one of my favorite games of all time. I like it over Red Dead Redemption 2, but that's a conversation for a different day. And it's called, I guess it's comparing these two, and I don't think there's any commentary or anything. And I have not played Star Wars Outlaws, so I'm actually very interested to see this.
You can either tell me what your boss is planning, or you can stay in there.
Sung laptilota. Moguta tata mapunki dunko.
Excuse me, that's not English.
You again. If you're still looking for Haas, I haven't seen him.
Actually, I'm here for you. I heard you're the best shot on the planet.
Oh, and you want to be second best. Now is not a good...
Do you hear how fake the conversation? That's the only word that stands out. Fake the conversation is.
The Huts are coming, and I need to get ready.
They're coming? You mean right now?
Could be any time.
Do you hear how when she says they're coming right now, there is no sense of urgency in her voice? Like she's just like, oh, they're coming right now? Oh, okay.
I caught one of their scouts, but he's not talking.
Jiba jama grandio.
Well, he is, just not English.
Du tonga.
Who's Erda?
Tar. Hut underboss. We used to work together.
Priya uba dopamiki he's nolia chapata.
I just took what I was owed. But now, a bunch of innocents are being dragged into it.
So, take the help. I'm a pretty good shot, you know.
Trust me, Kay. You don't want to mess with Erda. The man fights like a wild massive.
I fought a Rancor.
So I could be wrong, but I've heard that in Outlaws there are missions where when you complete them, this will helping this person will improve your shot in game or things like that, your stats. I'm assuming that's what this is about.
Stuffs are nothing.
All right. If you're set on it, there's no sense wasting time. Need to get those barricades up, and then we'll see about target practice.
Yeah, okay.
Venta yoku. Jama achuta ta erda.
So the one thing I will say is the character models do look good. So obviously, 14 years earlier, graphics aren't as good, but they're still really good.
Hey,
listen to the voice.
Hey, you got a visitor.
I love this game.
Shut up, you! And what you want?
My name's John Marston. You wanted to speak to me.
Just listen how the inflection of the voice, how the voice sounds, and how the conversation actually sounds. Like, you can already tell, what is it, 30 seconds, not even into this, that it's just a million times better.
I did?
Apparently so.
Both prisoner scenes, right? That's obviously why they picked them.
I guess because we're both in the business of the law.
You that fella from the train company?
No, I'm from Fort Mercer.
Fort Mercer? You them one of them Williamson boys?
Calm down.
Go on, shoot him, mister. Shoot him.
On what? You getting cute with me, boy?
What's going on here?
I got me one of them Williamson boys.
So you can tell that technically the game isn't there. Like the graphics aren't as good. They're close. They're damn close, which is impressive in and of itself. And even some of the audio recording and audio to lip movement isn't quite as there as it is today. But the audio and dialogue itself,
Them idiots
what's
who
better?
give marshals a bad name.
Jonah, put your gun down. You must be the man from Blackwater.
Yes, sir. Listen, that dog ain't too bright. But he seems loyal.
Jonah, get out of here for a minute.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson, sir.
Even
And you.
even something as little as the way someone is talking to be able to tell their intelligence level is done so well. And then
I done seen enough
the higher
of
up
your
kicking the person
hide
out.
around here, friend.
I think there's some school children down the way you can go and frighten.
Oh, hardy fucking har. Dickhead.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marston? Apart from frightening my deputies.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Okay.
Like, just
Can
the
you help me?
reactions of the characters.
He's outside my jurisdiction. He's in the next county. Of course, Bill Williamson and his boys have tended to keep themselves away from my town.
So you're happy to have him out there?
Well, I ain't happy, but I also ain't suicidal. My job is to keep this town safe, not clean up all of these 3 counties. It's hard enough around here.
You know, I hear you speak, and suddenly I'm reminded of how some of the people I respected most in my life had a problem with authority.
This dialogue is so good. I don't remember a game in the last 4 years that I've played that has like this good of dialogue, especially in a game that is so big. There's some 10-hour games that can pull this off. But like, even compare this to games that are completely based off of their storytelling, like Until Dawn or something like that. This is done so much. Whoever does the writing for the characters and for the cutscenes at Rockstar is so good. And I think Red Dead does it better than GTA. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. Maybe it's just I really love Red Dead, but holy crap, man, does it draw you in.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm sure you and your fine friends have enjoyed spending your time running around pursuing noble causes. My cause is to keep this town from turning into a living hell for the folks who live here. Whole world has problems, mister, and I'm here doing what I can.
Why? What's happening?
Right now, I got the railway, the people who pay my salary, trying to get me to turn a blind eye to them burning down settlements up there. I got a bunch of cattle rustlers out near Box Canyon.
See, right now, it doesn't feel as though he's just listing off a bunch of missions that we're going to have to do. It feels as though he is legitimately telling us about the problems that he's having. That's the difference between making this feel like a game and an actual story.
He's shutting down. Not forgetting the gang that keeps murdering homesteaders out in the back country. And I got a bunch of hoods over in the saloon, drunk, threatening to shoot up the whole town. That's all I got today. But it's early yet. Give me a couple more days. There'll be more.
All right, tell you what. Let's go deal with them hoods in the saloon.
See?
Then we'll discuss Williamson.
I'll scratch
Okay,
my
boy.
back, you scratch yours. That's not how the saying goes, but you know what I mean.
You're a persistent little cuss, ain't you?
Only when things matter.
Even if you just go and let's take this scene for example. Yeah, okay, this game looks a little bit better. A little bit. Not hugely, but a little bit. Lighting's a little bit better, scenery's a little bit better, characters are a little bit better. But just
Anytime. I caught one of their scouts, but he's not talking.
compared to
Apart from frightening my deputies.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
just the difference in that of itself is so insanely different. It's the difference between an actual good story being told, an actual when you have a game like this, when you have an RPG, there's 2 ways that you can play it. And maybe this is how I play it at least. There's a game that's like an ARPG that can have a decent story, but you're not there for the story. You're there to get better loot. You're there to discover new things. You're there to level up your character. And then there is an RPG like Red Dead Redemption, where you are there to figure out what happens to John Marston. You are there to figure out what happens to all of these other side characters. You have been drawn in because there is such a good story. And let's be honest, a game like Star Wars Outlaws is not going to be a game that you are playing to be like, okay, what gear can I get? What loot can I get? And there are some games out there that can do a little bit of both. One that comes to my mind is, I think when I played Assassin's Creed Origins, the Egypt one, There is a certain level to that game where I am trying to get better gear and get better equipment and things like that, but I'm more so there for that story. And when you don't tell a story well, or the voice acting or writing is not quite there, how are you supposed to be drawn in to want to finish and play through that game? There is the answer, and there is a huge problem with today's gaming industry. So few games can get that dialogue done correctly, and it is a must if you're going to be putting out a game that's story-driven. A great example that I can give of a recent game that just drew me right in, I don't even know if it was the writing or if it was the voice acting, but man, Indiana Jones, Troy Baker just drew me right into that game, and I wanted to keep playing it just for his character alone. I think there was characters in that game who were poorly voice acted, but the main character and the bad guy were absolutely incredible, knocked it out of the park, and because of that, I wanted to see what was going to happen with the story. The gameplay felt good, therefore, I gave it my game of the year. And a lot of that was because of the storytelling and the writing and the voice acting. It makes for good games, and it's one thing that I truly enjoy is story in video games. What's another example I can give? Compare the voice acting in Advanced Warfare with Kevin Spacey and Troy Baker, oddly, once again, compared to Black Ops 3, where, honestly, they just couldn't tell a good story to save their life. Like, it's just obvious things, and there's reasons why there are certain voice actors in video games that get all these huge big-end jobs because they're damn good at it. And I think this two scenes that are both kind of jail scenes, 14 years apart. One, the 14-year ago one is just massively better narratively and story-wise. It's clear as day. And I don't know. Let me know what oh, one more thing. I want to see what the comments say. The dialogue in Red Dead Redemption is so well written, completely immerses you into the story and the characters. Yes. Outlaw holds controller tightly. Hurry up and give me the quest lady. Red Dead Redemption sets down the controller and watches with interest. That is it. If you set down the controller to be like, okay, what's going to happen next? Good storytelling. If you're sitting there like, come on, let's go, hurry up, let's skip through this. Very big difference. That's perfect comment by Lumpy there. Anyway, let me know, what's your favorite game story-wise? I'm curious what you guys would say about that one.